we doing today? In today's video, we're gonna take these two things. Oh, I love this fabric. If you guys know me, I live in Florida and I love me some flamingos. And then this coordinating fabric to go and cut this out, which this is a free pattern. Okay, and I will leave the link below in the description to create this. Look at how cool this hat is. This is a reversible bucket hat, and it is super easy, not that much time to make, and you will have so many different designs that you can make. And then they have a variety of from size 1 year old all the way to an adult extra large size. So you will love this pattern. So let's get started. Oh my God, I love it. It came out so good. So I started cutting out the pattern, and I'm just doing the edge of it. Okay, so here goes the first one. And it says cut 2 pieces, but I'm actually going to cut 4 pieces because I'm going to cut 2 of this side and 2 for the inner side because we're going to do a reverse bucket hat. Now I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this in one design and 2 pieces of this in the other design. Okay, so here goes my piece. Okay. And here goes my brim. This is my cover top, and I think this material is going to be super cute. And then these 2 pieces are my side pieces. I already have SF101, or I am using Soul Fuse and Soul Fuse Plus from Cast Irons. So I am going to put these together. So we have one side and then we have the other side, and I end up using a similar thread that is really close to this color, so it'll all coordinate. So let me bring you guys in. And now what I want to do is take both of your pieces, leave your round circle out, because we're going to take care of that later. So with both of your pieces, you want to put right sides together and just clip the edge. So I am sewing on the Singer Quantum Stylist 9960. And I have this one already done. And I'm going to put these two together. So right sides together, clipping the sides together. And then after you clip them, and you could do the other ones too, so you already have it done. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fast forward this part. And I'll be back. Now, if you want to make it thinner, which I should have thought about it, but I didn't, do not put the Fuse Plus or the Fuse or whatever stabilization that you're using. Do not take it out of the seam allowance, okay? So now that I have that one done, and what I'm going to do, no, I'm going to turn it out through the brim. I'm going to try it out that way. Okay, and then this is the last piece. So let me put this together. Okay, now what you want to do is get your iron ready, because after you sew, you want to open up your seam allowance and you want to iron it flat. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so I have my seam ripper on one side and my stiletto tool on the other. And guys, this come in handy when you have pieces that are like kind of wavy, so you can hold it instead of using your finger and almost sewing over your finger. And then I have this metal chopstick, and look at how beautiful it is. It's rainbow. You can find these on Amazon. I'll leave a link below. And this is good for turning out your material. So I'm excited about that. So now what we're going to do is, what we can actually do right now is fold this in half like a taco shape. So then what you want to do is just find the middle and do a little clip, so you can find exactly where your middle is at. And you want to do that with both sides. Then what you want to do is those clips that you just did, fold it and join them together. And find your other. And this is letting you know exactly where the middle, so when you go to put the brim on, you can join them up straight in the middle. So we have notches on all four sides. I'm going to put this on the side. I'm going to do the same with the other one. Okay, now we are going to take our brim, and what we're going to do, we're going to sew straight across, back stitching on both sides, ½ inch, okay? I love doing a continuous stitch like this. It makes sewing so much faster when you do it like that. Instead of stopping and cutting the thread and starting all over again. You use less thread too. Less waste. Okay, now with all these pieces, what you want to do is open it up. And open up your seam. And you can use your finger and press it, but if you use the iron, it comes out more creased. And it's easier to line up later on. Okay. Do the same with all 4 pieces. Okay, now that you got all your pieces folded like this, what you want to do is join the 2 seams together and find your middle on the top and the bottom, so it's easier for you to connect everything together later. So you just want to make a small little notch. And do that with all your pieces. I need to do this at 1/8 inch top stitch on all of the seams. So now you want to take them and you want to just top stitch. Back stitching front and back. Okay guys, so now that we got our top stitching done on all of our 4 pieces, now the time has come to take your top piece, and with the 4 corners that you have, that you notched out earlier, you want to turn this inside out. Turn this inside out like this. And you want to turn this right sides together. And then what you want to do is take your seam with the notch that you made earlier and join it together and pin it. And you want to turn this around and do this to the other side, right in the middle of your seam, and pin it. Next, you want to do the other side with the two edges that you made. Join it together and pin it on both sides. Okay, so now that we got our round piece looking like this, what you want to do is now kind of pin all the way around. And some of it's going to look like it's not going to fit. But just keep on, because everything does work out. Okay, and you want to do the same to the other sides. And this is what it should look like. It should look like that. So I'm going to do the same with the other one. And then we are going to sew the top together. Okay, so there goes our second one. So now I'm gonna go sew 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around. I am going to use my stiletto tool. Okay guys, here we go. Let me put you on the other side. Okay. Now let's turn it inside out and see how it look. Not that bad. Not that bad. I caught everything. So now, what you want to do, I'm just rolling back the seam so I can get the shape out. Okay. So now we're going to turn this back out. And we're going to cut our seam allowance down. So you want to cut it down like half the amount. So I did 1/2 inch. You want to do 1/4. So you just want to cut around it And you know, I think I'm going to use them. No, I'll use the scissors. And just be careful not to cut the bottom layer. Okay. Just like that, I'm going to do that with the other one, and then I'm going to tell you the next step. Okay, guys, so here goes the other one. So what I want to do, I want to turn it inside out to make sure that I grabbed everything and everything looks good. Okay, everything looked good, but just about right there. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. That bunching. But I'm going to leave it like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut down the seam allowance. Okay, guys, so now that I cut my seam allowance down, so now I want to turn it around. And what I want to do, I want to do a top stitching on the top of the hat. Now, in order for me to do that, I'm going to turn this around, inside out, the way I had it. And I'm going to be pulling these two together, sewing 1/8 inch all the way around. Okay, so I'm just finishing up my stitching on top of the hat. Okay, I'm back at the beginning. Now I'm just gonna back stitch. Okay. This is what it should look like. All the way around. I don't know. There you go, this stitching. Okay, so now what we're going to do is do the other one, top stitch, and then we're going to add the brim to the hat. I just want to turn this inside out, and I want to start by the seam. Okay, so I made a little kind of crookedness right there, but that's all right because it's going to be the in or the outside. You pick your favorite one. Okay, so now with your brim facing up, right sides, you want to take your other piece and drape it over, lining up the seams and clipping it. And you want to do this all the way around to both of the sides. And then I'm going to show you what to do next. Okay, so now we're going to take our hat and we're going to sew 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around on both of the pieces. Okay, so now I'm finished. So now I'm just making sure that everything lines up. And it does. Same one like this one. It lines up. Always got to make sure that your seams line up perfect. And now we are going to, okay, now what you want to do is you want to cut your seam allowance down. So I'm just tucking it all in so I could get the seam so it'll be easier to cut, to go around without cutting nothing else but the seam. Okay, so now I'm just gonna start and you're gonna go down to like about 1/4 inch. Okay, so there goes my hat. And now, oh my God, guys, this looks so good. You want to put right sides together, tucking it in, lining up the seams. And we are going to turn out our hat through the side. I'm not going to do it at the seam, but I'm going to leave like 3 inches opening so I can turn the hat out. Okay, so you want to just line up the seam and then pin all the way around. Then come on the other side and join your seam here. And then you got one more side. Line it up. And clip And now you can start going around and sewing the whole hat together. Okay, so I have it clipped all the way around, except for this area right here. You want to leave this open so you could turn the bag out. So now I'm just going to sew this around 1/2 inch all the way around, and then we're going to pull the bucket hat through. Okay. So here it goes. We got it all done. Now you want to trim down your seam allowance, but do not trim down the seam allowance where your opening is. You're going to need that so you can tuck in the material so you can sew on top to close the seam. So let's do that. And you got all the rest of them sewn. So let's turn this baby out. Okay. So if you want, you can use your chopstick to go around the curves, making it all line up. Okay. So now you want to get your iron, and you want to try to imitate the same stitching that you got with when you were sewing. Just adjust the material a little bit and it will come together. Now with that, just want to line everything up. And you want to bring your heat press and your iron. And you just want to give it a little press, making sure that everything is lined up. Just like that. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now what you want to do is take some pins and pin all around the rim and you want to top stitch. And when you top stitch, you will seal this end over here. And it will close up everything and give it a nice touch. Okay, so we finished pinning our hat. And guys, come on, guys. I love this. So now I am just going to close this up. Okay. So I top stitched it. And I should have did a longer stitch, but it still looks good, guys. So I'm trying to see if I top stitch these together, would it stay firm? Or should I just leave it alone? And what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to do a couple of more rows of stitching going all the way around. So let me do that really quick. I want to do half an inch. Yes, I'm going to do half an inch. Okay, guys, so I am all done with the bucket hat. So let me change the angle so you can actually see how it looks. Okay, guys, so here goes my bucket hat. Look at the stitching. I was kind of off, but it's for me. So the next one I do, I'll go slow. Definitely when you're doing the stitching around here, take your time. Definitely take your time because it's, now this is a size medium, and I think I could have went for a small, but I like the fact that it's kind of sturdy in a way, but then again it's flimsy, and the best part about it is that you can use both sides. So let me try it on. Okay. So that's one side. And I kind of use this fabric right here to have a coordinating color to match this one. So if I will use this, it would definitely be this side because I love the pattern. Of course, I live in Florida, so Florida is all about flamingos. So, guys, you tell me. Now, this pattern here, it is a free pattern by Mood Society. I'll leave the link in the description. It is a free file, so definitely everything cuts out fine. You glue it together, you cut the material. It says from what size you're gonna do right here, the size chart. And the seam allowance is 1/2 inch. The whole entire thing is 1/2 inch. So guys, this is what my hat looks like. I really hope you like. Thank you so much. Oops, I got a thread. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please thumbs it up. Let me know what you think about my bucket hat. And until next time, I'll see you guys soon. I love it. Keep the sun out my face. So thank you so much, guys. Bye now. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up, okay? And press that like button. And don't forget the notification if you subscribe, okay, guys? So let you know when I have other videos up. Talk to you guys soon. Mwah! Smooches.